Hi, everyone. So I thought I would bring back my Dharma Talks. I haven't done these in years, but I also haven't been connected to my voice in years until recently. And now that I am, I feel like, okay, it's time to execute on that. So in today's video, I am going to talk about the whole problem between this idea of like putting the cart before the horse. And I see this all the time with people. And what triggered it was I was having a conversation with my best friend actually last night, and she was doing it again. And I have a couple female best friends. So, anyway, one of my best friends, I've known her now for 4 years. And for the whole time that I've known her, she has been stuck in survival mode. Has she made huge strides? Absolutely. Taken risks? Absolutely. But like she just finished up a huge like year-long client contract that really consumed her time and didn't create like space for another one. And now that it's over, she's just like, oh my gosh, I have no money coming in and I need to get, something going, blah, blah, blah. And I just said to her, I'm like, for as long as I've known you, you've been in survival mode. Even with this particular client contract, which is the biggest one she's ever had, she managed to somehow squander her money. And so I'm not trying to judge her, because the thing is, when we have a mindset that says that we're a victim and we're in survival mode, it doesn't matter how much money we make, we are going to attract things like car repairs, health issues, stuff that's going to kind of like, if we start making a couple grand more, all of a sudden that extra grand per month is going to go out because we've already made up our minds that we can't get ahead. And so I'll use this example specifically because I think a lot of people can relate to it. But we are experiencing what we are projecting, not the other way around. And she's like, yeah, but I'm a logical, practical person. And the reality is that my kids have to survive. And I said, okay, first of all, saying that your kids need to survive is a really poor choice of words. Like your kids need to thrive. Your kids have never gone without either. And so like maybe that needs to be your mantra instead. Like when you do a thought interruption, instead of being like, oh, my kids need to survive, you can cut that thought off and say something to the effect of, my needs are always met. My kids' needs are always met. And this is how we break the internal paradigm so that way things shift in our environment. But everybody who is like stuck on some sort of hamster wheel, it could be relationships, money, whatever, like, I don't know, losing weight. It's always like the environment. When the environment changes, then I will blank. Okay, when I meet the right guy, then I will actually like treat him right. When I have the money, then I'll get ahead. When I, again, make enough money to cook and eat better food, then I'll lose weight. There's always some sort of caveat that throws the problem onto the external, totally leaving you paralyzed without any real internal sense of power. And that's the trap. Stop putting the cart before the horse. It's absolutely in your brain. And I will just use my own example. Like I deliberately took a year off. I really wasn't happy with what COVID did, what going through the assault and litigation. Like these were not small things. And so, if people want to judge me for taking time off, well, then judge me, okay? But like if someone broke their leg and needed to heal, it'd be obvious that the leg needs to heal. And you wouldn't be like, oh, you need to go running, you're just faking it. No, you'd be in a cast, right? And so I'm not talking about situations where you definitely need a timeout, a reprieve. Like there's nuance to life and having to grieve and heal and adapt, etc. What I'm referring to are age-old patterns that it's like, where has this thought process or habit gotten you ever in your life? Okay. And so, for example, I took a year off to just think what I wanted, do what I wanted, and not be accountable. It's like, fuck it. I'm like tired of being in like go-getter mode. I'm just going to take a break from all of it. I'm going to play. I'm going to do things differently and see what happens. Okay. And it was a year, my Pluto square was happening. I had Neptune on my Mercury. There was a lot of grief that came up. But I also made a commitment to myself that once 2023 hit, that was it. That was it. And as 2023 hit, some of that grief was trying to come with me. It was like, oh, but we got to start over. And oh, but. And, you know, it was like a week into the new year. And I was just like, we are done. Okay, feelings? We're done. You had your year. I'm not making this my reality anymore. We had time to grieve, to mourn the fact that like yet another empire got slaughtered. Fine. Okay. But we're done. And now it's time to get to work. And so I have been actively taking responsibility for my own thoughts, feelings, and actions to turn the ship around in my life. This isn't happening organically. Like I'm the one making these changes. And the more I've made these changes, the more momentum I've created in a new direction. But people go, oh, once I get that great career, once I get that job, once I get that spouse, once I get extra money, once it happens, then. And this is why you will never make big changes. Because it's an internal job to create external shifts. It doesn't happen the other way. And the more you play into this, the more you are just going to let time go by, opportunity go by, and ask yourself, when in my life has this habit actually gotten me anywhere? When did I ever make enough money to say that I wasn't in survival mode? When did me not working on my interpersonal skills ever result in me just magically meeting someone that didn't trigger all of my defenses? No, because if you're not being proactive about changing these patterns, they will not go away. Furthermore, I do want to add that when you do make these changes, when you commit to them, it's not easy. And that I want to prepare you for. If you do say, okay, you know what, I'm done with these habits, I'm going to make a shift, know that there will be a testing period. We'll call it the lull, right? Where now you're like, I want to bring in this and I'm done aligning with these habits and thoughts, etc. And the next thing you know, you're getting more of what you don't want and absolutely none of what you do. That's by design, because as we break up with old patterns and habits, we are breaking up with absolutely everything in our reality attached to them. And there will be a power struggle behind that. That's not going to happen overnight. And I only say that to give you incentive that it's working. Because if we got what we wanted overnight, no one would struggle. No one would be doing this bullshit. It just wouldn't happen. So stop putting the cart before the horse. If there's something you want in your life, stop saying first this, then that. Just say, I'm done. I'm going to take active faith. I am going to make a change now. I'm going to change my habits, my thoughts, my feelings, whatever. I'm done. And commit to that. And know that you'll be experiencing fallout, but proceed anyway. All right, guys, that's all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.